Sonia Ebenezer Bamigbayo is a BACB registered counselor, integrative life coach, keynote speaker, and author of Inner Harmony, Resilience Beyond Chronic Stress and Burnout. She holds an MSc in counseling and positive psychology, a postgraduate degree in teaching and learning from Manchester Metropolitan University, and is a member of the National Council of Integrative Psychotherapists. She's the founder of Asset Consultancy and Resilience Bridge, the organization behind the annual Positive Intentional Diaspora Parenting Conference, which supports African parents and families navigating cultural transitions in the diaspora. Through Asset Consultancy, Abies works with individuals, adolescents, and families with diverse backgrounds, especially those facing trauma, burnout, identity shifts, cultural adjustments, and emotional overwhelm. Abies Sonia uses a trauma-informed and integrative approach, blending personal-centered counseling, neuro-linguistic programming, emotional freedom techniques, and metrics re-imprinting to help clients gain self-awareness, break limiting patterns, and build confident, resilient lives. She's also the host of the Authentic Thriving podcast, where she shares empowering conversations on emotional well-being, cultural integration, and practical tools for living with clarity, confidence, and inner harmony. She's known for her warm presence, authenticity, and depth. Abies inspires audiences to heal from emotional wounds, reclaim their identity, and step boldly into a life of purpose and harmony. I mean, that warm presence, I hope we felt it earlier, right? So, without further ado, we're going to be welcoming back Coach Sonia to give a presentation. And one thing, everyone, yesterday was her birthday. And she's not going to say it, but if you go into the comments and also wish her a happy belated birthday, because she's just a woman full of so much warmth and vision that is here to share with us. So please join me in welcoming back Coach Sonia.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ebube. I really do appreciate you. You have been super amazing this morning. So I'm just going to start the presentation now to enable me stay within time. When do I have till?
You have till 9:55.
Okay. Let's dive into it then. And I will see you later. Thank you. Okay, so hello, everyone. I am just going to quickly do a short presentation. But before I do, I have to show you something. And this is what I'm going to show you. Let me see my presentation. Yes. So I am going to be speaking about roots and reality, understand the trauma in the diaspora context. This is what I'm going to be speaking about today. We are going to be unmasking a lot of the struggles that parents are going through, the children are going through as a result of immigration or cultural transition, or maybe moving from one city to another. A lot of things could happen that it's like we're not aware of it, and ignorance does not stop things from happening. So this, if you can see this very well, I want you to quickly ask yourself these questions. If you can't see it, I will ask you. There's what we call ACEs. This is adverse childhood experiences. There are about 10 of them that I recognize currently, but I do believe that there will be more that will be added to it. So if you're joining us this morning or you're going to be watching this later, the first thing I want you to do, I want you to quickly answer these questions with all honesty. As a parent or as an adult, answer these questions. Please listen. Did you feel that you didn't have enough to eat, had to wear dirty clothes, or had no one to protect or care for you when you were a child? If you experienced this, I want you to give yourself a tick. Did you lose a parent through divorce, abandonment, death, or other reasons when you were a child? I want you to give it a tick. Did you live with anyone who was depressed, mentally ill, or attempted to, end your life? I want you to also answer that. Number 4, did you live with anyone who had a problem with drinking or using drugs? including prescription drugs? If you did, please give it a tick. If you didn't, just say no. Then number 5, did your parents or adults in your home ever hit, punch, or beat you, or did they fight? Did you ever experience that? Give it a tick. Number 6, did you live with anyone who went, in your family? Did anybody go to jail, which is also called prison? Give it a tick. Number 7, did a parent or adult in your home ever swear at you, insult you, or put you down? Verbal abuse. Did you experience that? If you did, give it a tick. Number 8, did a parent or adults, okay, that was the one I said before. Number 9 is, did you feel that no one in your family loved you or thought you were special at any point at all? Please give it a tick. And number 10, the last but not the least, did you experience unwanted sexual contact, whether as fondly in any way or through penetration? If you did, I want you to give that a tick. I am going to stop presenting and just speak to you directly. What I just listed is what we call ACEs. One thing that I've noticed from research and reading, I have noticed that a lot of families, they have been through some of those things, but nobody is talking about it. I don't know what has happened to my screen. Okay. A lot of people have been through this, but nobody is talking about it. We just keep quiet. We don't say anything. We just carry on as if everything is okay. But the truth is, it is not okay. It is not okay for people to go through any of those things that I've just spoken about. It is not okay at all. But in the African context, or maybe in other, I realize that the Asians are quite similar to us as well. When people go through these things, nobody say anything because of the stigma that is attached to it. Everybody keep quiet. So a lot of things are happening in the family, but nobody says anything. They keep quiet. Those are some of the things we are going to be unmasking. Because when you keep quiet, yes, it's fine for a while. But what you have experienced is what is known as trauma. So let's define it. What is trauma? Trauma is the psychological or experiences that you went through that caused you big distress. Now, some people might go through similar things, but they will not experience trauma. One person might have a car accident, or one person may have been molested, and then the person is fine. They are able to process it and they are good. But the other person might not be able to process it, and it begins to hurt them, and it show up with a lot of things. So trauma, you can say, oh, it's not trauma, I've been through similar things like that. No, you are not right. Because the person, if it caused them a lot of distress than the capacity they are able to put up with, that is trauma. I do know that the word is being thrown around a lot these days. That's unfortunate. But the truth is, people are going through trauma. You might be wondering, what has this got to do with parenting in the diaspora? When you go through things and you do not deal with it, you can only suppress it for maybe some years. But what happened is that your memory, there's a part of our brain. The prefrontal cortex is our thinking brain. And then we have the hippocampus, which is the librarian of your brain. It stores everything, the dates, the time. It takes account of the smell. This is why some people, you perceive their perfume or their deodorant, and you have this reaction to them like, that perfume remind me of someone, because your hippocampus stored everything that has happened. The sound, it uses your main sensory organs to store those information. And what happened is that when you go through any of those challenges that I listed previously and you suppress it, you carry on and you're good. But what happened is that when you go through any stress or any distress in your family, these things have a way of coming up. It has a way of resurfacing, and you'll be flooded with this emotion, and the reaction is terrible. It can affect children that maybe they went through challenges, any of those things I listed before, any form of abuse, neglect when they were back home. But because they had a lot of anchor around them, they were able to carry on. But when you now move and you relocate, It's like you are uprooting a tree from its original habitation and you are replanting it somewhere else. You and I know that when you uproot a tree and you replant it, you need the right things to be able to grow and connect to the new soil that you are putting it. The tree will wither if it does not have enough sunshine, enough water, and if it does not have enough support to stay on the ground while it's connecting to the roots. So this is what happened to our children. Now, the symptoms of trauma include intrusive memories, flashback, severe anxiety, nightmare, emotional numbing, avoidance, hypervigilant, whereby you become really paranoid. You see any similar thing that is happening around you that you've witnessed before, you get really, really paranoid and you be suspicious of everybody. Other symptoms include irritability and anger, difficulty in concentrating, headaches, stomach pain, and other physical things. Now, you might still be wondering, Sonia, what are you talking about? What has this got to do with us? It has a lot to do with you. Because when we relocate, like I said before, we are uprooted from our source. And immigration is one of those things. When you relocate, you are open for a greener pasture, you are excited and everything. But what happened is that there are certain things that you will not be used to. Maybe your lifestyle will change, your support system will not be there the way it used to be. And before you know it, the stress, you begin to experience stress. And when you are experiencing stress, and it is chronic and it is continuous, you don't even know the end dates. You are thinking about your COS. You are thinking about when to put your children in school, when the council will get back to you. You are thinking about putting your school in the best of school. You are thinking about your job, getting a good job to be able to pay the bills that is not aware whether you are settling in or you are just new. The bill will be there once you come in. You're trying to get a good accommodation. You are trying to build good relationship. You're trying to understand the environment where you are at. It's not like before when you are at home, you can easily leave your children. You're trying to sort out many things. And what happened is that immigration will begin to tell, the impact of immigration or relocating begin to tell on you. Immigration is a great thing. I immigrated here with my sister, 21 years ago, and there was no parent here. We came here to school. And I know that just having my sister helps a lot. I will begin to build this. But before that, there was a lot of shake. There was a lot of things that shook us. You need to start asking yourself, what did you lose? I know you think you gain a lot by coming here. It is the truth. You will gain a lot. You might have better, reliable quality of life and things like that. However, I want you to start thinking, what did you lose? Did you lose your support system? What about your lifestyle? Did you kind of change a lot of things in order for you to be able to manage yourself in a new place? What did your children lose? We don't often think about these children that they lose something. They lose a lot of things while they move. They lose their friends. When you are doing their documents, you don't tell them. So they are not aware. You are about 10 steps ahead. You know exactly that you started the processing. The child will only find out when the visa comes out. And they don't have enough time to tell their friends that this is what is happening. And then you just uproot them and you take them away. But we expect them to be grateful because we are bringing them to a greener pasture, right? What remains unspoken in the home that the children are not talking about? Now, when the children arrive, what happened? When you arrive, what happened? There is a culture shock. Or like before, you're like, yeah, Binta, I'm going to the market. Please let me look after my children. They are in the room. When you come to the UK, do you know your neighbor? You don't even know the names of your neighbor. You don't know the name of the children. If they are kind enough, they might smile at you, you smile back at them. And then graduate into good morning. Oh, welcome, welcome. And that's it. You don't know their name. You do not know their name. Now, the roles change as well. You know, they said the man is the provider. We have this belief. Let's not kid ourselves. Modernization has changed all of that. That is not always true. That belief is right there. It has been in our memory for a long time. It will take a lot to change that. We believe that, oh, the men bring everything. When you're in the UK, the men do not bring anything. You're going to have to share it. You can decide the percentage, 50-50, 60-40, whatever. Rock your boots. And then the man begin to realize that When I get home, when I was in Nigeria, my wife would close before me and she was not doing a lot of work. There were loads of helpers in the house that was helping. Maybe family members came to live with you, so you have more hand helping you with the children. You don't need to start asking your husband, what shift are you doing? What duty are you doing? If you have an event, you just show up because you know that there will be people in the home to help you look after your child. But in this place, if they invite you, even 3 months before, a month before, you still be asking, I'll get back to you. I'm coming. I just want to check my timetable. You have lost that, but we don't see it as a loss. Today, unmask it. Take away that mask. It is not the same, and it is okay, but you need to be able to acknowledge that loss. Then we'll now talk about the racial discrimination. While you were back in your country, your skin color was not standing out. We just have different shade of our melanin. But when you come here, you are standing out, especially parents that put their children in a very in a school that is not very diverse. So what happened? Your child is not standing out. And before you know it, this child, they will now see someone touching the air like this, like, hey, your hair feels a bit like a sponge. I like sponge, me sponge care. What sponge again? My hair is just afro. Then they're asking you, do you speak English in your country? Do you understand what I'm saying? If you think maybe Sonia has just been dramatic, bring your children, sit them down, ask them the first day they went to school what they went through. And then they are talking. Sometimes they don't even understand their accent. And they're having them to repeat. And they're, oh, your accent is too funny. I experienced all these things. So I'm also talking from experience, even though I was a young adult when I came in. Your children are beginning to wonder. Like a nurse was crying. She was like, Sonia, I don't understand. I say, sis, what happened? He said, it's like, I don't even know how to speak English again. Whenever I'm talking to them, they're like, pardon. Pardon. You repeat it. I said, but it's very annoying. Nobody ever had a problem with my English when I was in Africa. And I was like, sis, don't worry. They'll soon get used to your accent. And you too, you also, it's not, I started talking about different places, like when you go to Scotland, when you go to Liverpool, there are different accents. I said, don't worry, they will understand. She was really concerned about that. I had to kind of, put a bit of humor for her to just take it easy. Now, the housing and the financial pressure as well is not easy. You only see your money in the account, like payday. And before you know it, the bills will just come: water, electric, gas, petrol, this direct, that direct, do. I'm like, hey, I've been paid, but you're broke from day one. How do you begin to reconcile this? To save, if you're used to a culture of saving, once you are back home, you begin to like, oh, what is going on? I can't even save, the way I used to. The pressure is there. Now, to get a house in a good location with the influx of immigration now is really, really challenging to get a house in a good location. Now, parenting within the new rule. Before, if your child just do something, like, I will reset you. If you reset in this place, the government will also reset you. So, you see, it's a bad thing. Those things is like, you like, I'm the one that gave birth to this child. They are not only your child. They are not only your children. They are for the government as well. And if any mistake is made at all, what's going to happen? There are many eyes in this country. The schools, when I did my teacher training, and we do loads of training, we are taught on how to sniff out this thing. Your child must have come to school looking unkept consistently. That is a red flag. It means you are neglecting that child. A child come home with any mark. I was ironing, and then my daughter went to go and carry iron. I did not send it. She was so swift, and she burnt herself. Me, I reported myself in that school. Before they would come for me, I reported myself. I know she's my child, but I reported myself. Immediately I got to school, I told the teacher, I said, while I was ironing this morning, she grabbed the iron and she scattered herself. So I just want to let you know, I've already applied all the necessary first aid in case you see any mark. This is what it was all about. And they were like, it's okay. So as long as it's not a pattern, one day they come with this mark, the next day they come with that mark. Even if I report myself, they're like, this is a pattern and it's not right. And they'll pick that up as well. So there are loads of gate washers around that are washing you as well. So we have to be really, really careful. Now, the eating sources I'm going to share more eating sources of trauma. separation. There are some people, you came here first, maybe your spouse came here first, and then there's a separation there, that loneliness. And there's another one again whereby the parents will come first and they'll leave the children with the grandparents. Things happen sometimes. There was a lady that told me that she regretted leaving her children with families when she came. Because before she came, a lot of things. The girl was abused before she came to pick them up. She came here for a greener pasture to settle so that she can easily just bring the children here. But by the time she went to pick up those children, one of them was abused, the girl. And then the boy as well. A lot of things happened that the children that she left was not the children that she picked when she came back. And then when she brought the boy here, he immediately joined the gang and things happened. He was arrested and he was sent to prison. He was in the wrong place at the wrong time and things happened and he was the one that was picked up. These are some of the things that immigration could bring. I know it brings good things. Everybody, me, I love good things. But I'm just trying to say, even though we like the good things, we should not pretend that the bad things are not happening as well. Then the unsafe neighborhood as well. Because you may not be able to afford the rent for a good neighborhood, you find yourself compromising. And then the danger of that is that the neighborhood where you're at, your children are also there. There are some people, they are really, really looking for children to pick on. Now, when I'm thinking about to recruit, okay, so we have to be really careful. If you don't have enough money to stay in an eyebrow environment, please make sure your childcare will become your topmost priority. Because if you don't, when those children are coming back from school, they might be exposed. Because as you are also watching them, there are the negative people that are also watching as well. They check patterns. So you have to be really, really careful that you also prioritize your child care. Long hours. Dad is coming. They meet at the door. Oh, honey, how are you doing? And then mom is going. One is going, one is coming. Sometimes both of them are actually out, and the children are left to fend for themselves in a coded way. We know that these things are happening. Please, it's time we unmask this because it can lead to traumatic event happening, traumatic experiences. You have to sit down as a family and prioritize what is really, really the priority. When you start calling and say, the social service have done this, or this has happened, this child is not behaving weird. When the child comes home, there is no parent waiting for them. What did you expect? What did you expect is going to happen? If you don't parent them, the world will parent them for you. So it is so important that you begin to think what is your negotiable and what is not your negotiable. So invest in proper child care. Now, you can also come together as a collective. You have neighbors. Me, I have someone that I trust that if I'm running late, I'm not able to pick up my child because of traffic, I will just make one phone call and say, please, can you help me pick my daughter? The same thing, I'll be willing to do that for them. You create that support system. Your support system may have been uprooted, but you can create another one while you are here. Then there's a part of identification of children. You know you were helping a lot with your children when you were back home. But when you came here, your children became like, it's as if they're adult like you. You lead them to do quite a lot of things. There's a difference with teaching your children how to do things. There's also a difference with just leaving them to cut out for themselves as well. So we have to be really, really careful about this. Pressure to succeed academically. I've seen this. I have to pause here. I love academic progress. My dad was big on that. My mom was big on that. But what I'm trying to say here is that why would you not take into consideration the academic capacity of your child? Know where your child is part time. Is your child an A-star student or is your child is naturally a C student? If your child is naturally a C student, why would you now expect that child to become a star student because they're in the UK? How is that even possible? Is it not possible to gradually support that child from a C, put the necessary tuition, support them, and gradually they'll move on to B? And then you know where the main target is and gradually support them. But sometimes we don't support enough. We just expect these children. A lot of people have told me that I did this when we're in Nigeria. My child was very, very brilliant. My child was this. It is not the same. When I came to the UK as a student, we were not doing any solid reference. The references that we did was not consistent. As long as we bought the lecturers and that, you are likely to even get you got some points. And then you begin to read. The references was not there. There are big references in this country, and they have the different references. You have the Harvard, you have the APA, and so on and so on. You have to get yourself acquainted to the learning styles. They do a lot of projects where you do presentation, and then they do different things. It's just different. When I came, I just noticed that it was different. I have to get my head around it on how to do things because it was different when I came here. Give your children time to acclimatize. Support them together while you are doing this. The pressure to succeed academically is creating a lot of damage in our community. This person's child got A star all through. What about you? Okay, what if your child turn around and tell you, this person's parent bought them a brand new car? What about you, daddy? Or what about you, mommy? How would you feel? Eh? There are people that their parents, they take them out on holiday every break. I'm telling you internationally. What about you? Are you able to take your child on? If your child turn around and also ask you that, how would you feel? So those are the things that are causing a lot of trauma in our community. Now, what is childhood trauma? Things that cause distress is just the same as adults. Anything that causes distress, that affects their brain, that affect their development, that lead to adultification, whereby you're expecting your child to start behaving like an adult because they are taller than you. When my daughter was 10 years old, she was taller than me, but she was still very much a child. But these days, once your child is taller than you stay at your age. Which age? The child is taller than you doesn't mean they have enough experiences. So we have to still treat them according to their developmental age. It is so important. Now, I've talked about the ACEs and all of that stuff. The dangers of that is that it can expose them to a lot of things that we are not ready. Now, the signs of trauma, for you to know that your child might be traumatized, or maybe your child is going through loads of stress, or they are not in a state of chronic stress, they begin to withdraw. A child that is very, very bubbly, even if the child is not very loud, but you just know that something has changed. They are not very withdrawn. They like to withdraw into themselves. A child that is not normally always angry, but this time every little thing, as much as look at them or between their siblings, they are always angry. They are very, very angry. And you're like, what is going on? Why are you so angry? They might be angry because you just told them on Monday, we are going to the UK on Friday. Our visa is out. They've not even had the time to even process it. You yanked them off. And you promised them that they'll be making phone calls to their friends. But they came to the UK. You've not made any phone call because they are busy packing all the shift. And you'll be wondering, why is this child angry? The child is angry for a reason, and it is justified. We parents need to pay attention. Now, the next one is attendance decline. There are some children, once you've gone to work, you think they are in school, they will just skive. When you start noticing that, you know that something is amiss. Is it that something is troubling that child, or the environment where that child is, it might be a school, they do not feel accepted there. You need to look into that. Academic performance as well. A child that you know that, okay, yeah, this child is a solid B. But right now, they are not even motivated to do their own work. They don't even talk about it. It's like they are going there and they are coming. They are just not really, really engaging. Loss of academic decline in academic performance, loss of motivation in doing the things that they love, and just generally gelling with the family. Then we have anxiety as well. The child is always anxious, very, very anxious. And you'll be wondering, why is my child very anxious? You just know that the life has been zapped out of them, and they get easily overwhelmed. They're crying a lot. Any little thing, they are very, very sensitive emotionally. Now, in parents, we are not going to dodge away from this. Trauma and chronic stress also show up in the way we parent as well. Sometimes it show up when you become overprotective. You will not allow your child go from here to there. You are very, very overprotective because perhaps you know what you went through when you were exposed to similar situation. Maybe something happened with the house help or with people while your mom was not there. You become very, very protective. You become overly protective of your child. There's also the part of inconsistent parenting. Today, you said the child can be on the iPad because you are in a meeting. Now that you're not in a meeting, you said the child cannot be on iPad for even 1 second. What are you doing? You are being inconsistent. Your child should know when they can go on iPad devices or any other thing. You don't do it when you know that you want to get them to be quiet. That is manipulation. and it's not right. Harsh discipline or role reversal parenting, whereby you are not, especially when the child that are young adults or they are teenagers, maybe they are working a little bit part-time, and then you expect them to start doing certain things for you at home. Come on now, come on. That is not being sensitive at all. That is traumatic parenting. Harsh discipline or perfection driven by fear. You want your child to be perfect. Even if you're an high flyer, you didn't become an high flyer overnight. Something happened. You got support. You need to also support your child to also become a high flyer. But remember their capacity and build the block gradually. Now, there's also the pattern passing down, intergenerational patterns. So people will tell you that, yes, my father slapped me. He did not do me any harm. So if I slap it to reset you, there's nothing wrong with that. Now, you're telling me that that trauma was passed to your father's father, and your father passed it on to you. And you want to also pass it to your child. And it's okay. That's what we call intergenerational trauma. Your child is living in fear around you. They can't confide in you. I once did a session and I asked children, teenagers, I said, if you're in trouble today, who would you call first? Most of them said their friends. Some said their cousins. It was only one that said a mom. A mom. If your child is in trouble today, would they call you? Or would they call their friends who do not have enough experiences? Who would they call? You have to be able to create that communication with your child so that they will call you. If anybody is blackmailing them outside, they'll say, my mom will talk and talk and talk, but at least I know I'm safe with my mom. My dad will scold me, but I know I'm safe with my dad. I'd rather go and tell my father what has happened. That's the kind of communication we should build. Unrealistic academic expectation can bring stress, chronic stress to your children, whereby you never see anything good that they do. You are always saying, is it not your mates? They are not mates. Even twins are not mates. This person is this person and this person is this person. Let's stop this mate thing. It's not about mates. You might be born the same day. You don't have the same capacity. You don't have the same destiny. Let's be realistic about it. Now, more things about, trauma showing up. A mother that is thinking about how to pay the bills with the father, with the husband. Do you think it will be very, very easy to play with the children? Your child will say, hey, mommy, welcome. Let's come and play Ludo. You say, which Ludo? Please just put that Ludo in one side. I don't have the power for that now. That's a traumatic parenting because your own joy is not full because of the challenges. It's not seeping into your children bit by bit. They don't know how to play because you are always tired. You don't have the time. Let me tell you something. We don't stop playing because we are old. We are old because we stop playing. I'll say that again. We do not stop playing because we are old. We are old because we stop playing. Play like a child with your children. Your creativity on how to solve that problem that wants to suffocate you will begin to flow. When you are in a place whereby you just take time out, the world is not going to stop because the bills are there. Just take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and just interact with your children and just play with them. By the time you come back or even go on a walk with them, you begin to see things in a different perspective, whatever is bothering you. I'm talking from experience. You carrying that challenge everywhere you go, to the toilet, to work, everywhere you are going, will not bring automatic solution. Creativity comes when we begin to focus on other things as well. Because whatever you focus on too much we just look as if you cannot solve it. Is it I've had to renew my document a lot in this country before I progress and had my settlement. So I do understand that thing where you have to renew your document. But speaking, having the right information will help you. Rather than you just thinking, parents, unmask yourself. Stop carrying that problem on your head alone. If you share your problem and they laugh at you, it's okay. They laugh at you, but you got your solution. I remember when I was stuck with my document, I always spoke to one person, just one person. I said, let me be vulnerable. You know what they say, if I perish, I perish. Esther, I said, They want to, he said, if let me go and meet the king. If I perish, I perish. But I will not stay here and wait for that death to come. I spoke out and I said, bros, this is what is going on. This is what is going on. And he said, Sonia, is this what is worrying you? This is what you do. This is what you do. This is what you do. I say, what? Say what now? So if the person decides to go and share the gist, this is what happened, I'm the one that, it's okay. If I make it in your news round, it's all right because I shared with you, because I was, it's okay. But the thing is, I went with my solution. And even if I did not get a solution, maybe the person you are telling to mock me will have a solution and be kind enough to come and give it to me. So let's speak out. Unmask. Your child is self-harming. You are keeping it to yourself until it becomes chronic. Your child is acting in a funny way. You know that this child is behaving somehow. This is not my child. You are keeping quiet. It takes a community. Get help. Speak out to the right people. And even if people turn it into gossip, it's all right. As long as you get your help. It's time for us to unmask. You need help with childcare. You have about 3 families. You can see yourself. You are even neighbors. You don't say, let this person help me. Let me get to know them and see if our values align. Let's see how we can help each other. It is so important. Now, how does it show up again? Emotional unavailability. I've said that. You are asked to your children. There was a lady, she got pregnant when she was 18. If I tell you that by the time this woman, her daughter was turning 18, oh my goodness, she was so scared. She was always talking to me, Sonia, please let me talk to them. Let me talk to her about this. Do sex education with them. Do sex education with them. I don't want her because she's going to be 18. So she's going to be 18. So and when her daughter did her 18th birthday, she was not pregnant. The girl is still doing well. She was so happy. So sometimes we project our limitation, our experiences, we project it on our children. And we think what happened to us is, especially when it's bad, is going to happen to them. So we are parenting from a place of fear. We are projecting on them. It is not okay to be doing that. So we need to learn to communicate. Okay? It's so important. Because if this trauma, if we do not address it, it can lead to depression, where people are in a state of low mood. This child is just a shadow of themselves. She's just a shadow of themselves. And our children as well, do you know that they go through a lot of isolation? Making friends in school is really, really hard. Really hard. Because there are different clusters of friendship already formed. And so breaking is hard. It can lead to low self-esteem. It can lead to anxiety. It can lead to attachment issue because you are not bonding with them. It can lead to relationship struggle in the future. It can lead to concentration challenge. Now, when I say you need to start unmasking, I'm going to tell you in 4 minutes. We need to start unmasking. Start unmasking. The first thing, as you are in this place, sit down with your children. Ask them, how are they doing? I'm not telling you to ask them how they're doing in math, English, and science. How are they doing emotionally and mentally? How are they experiencing their teachers? How are they experiencing friendship? How are they experiencing their school? How are they experiencing their studies? Do they need any help? See them beyond the academic performances. See them beyond the academic performances. A child that is mentally and emotionally stable will do well academically with the right supports. Academic is not the first. A sound and a staying child is the first that we should be talking about. Parenting as well. Paying the bills is not the end of life. Please take time to also do other things and plan how you are going to pay that bills. Don't let paying of bills just take over your life. That your child will become an adult is just like a stranger. A child you do not connect with will be hard for you to correct. I repeat, a child you do not connect with will be hard for you to correct. On what ground are you correcting? When you are not there emotionally for me, when I need support. Why then do you want to correct me? I'm not going to listen to you because the bond is not there. So we need to start connecting. This is why some children, they'll just go and put you in a care home when it's time. And you tell them, they're like, I'm busy. Remember you were using that word. A lady said she was a high flyer. And she was working a lot. She put her children in school club and everything. She was never there when they were doing assembly. She was never there in any of their school, nativity in school, nothing, because she was working so hard. They live in a massive house. Everything looked fine. But when the children left the house on her 70th birthday, she was calling them, are you people not going to come home? And they said, Mama, we are busy. She said immediately what came to mind is that I used to use that word a lot for them. Mommy, are you not coming for my nativity? I'm busy, darling. Mommy, are you not coming to my assembly? I'm busy, darling. Are you not coming for my 70th birthday? Mom, I'm busy. And she remembered that word. When you are older, how do you want your children to remember you? See, these bills will always pay too. The COS and the settlement, you will get it. But please do not get it by sacrificing the happiness of your children. Acknowledge the struggles where there is a gap in your family. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Recognize the patterns that is not going to produce a good result for you. Recognize the patterns. That was why I changed my job. Did I lose money? Yes. I dropped down on my pay, but I had to. Because in order for me and my husband to raise awesome children, something had to give. I can make money anytime, as long as I'm breathing. But my children, they will not grow anytime. As they are growing, if I miss a stage, I've missed it. If I miss their formative years, I've missed it. But money, I can make money anytime. And I said, Sonia, get wisdom. Be sensible. Prioritize your child. Prioritize your children. Prioritize your marriage. If not, your children will be like a project. You think you're still married. You're not married. When you become empty nesters, you realize that you and your husband, you were project coordinator. You were not couples because you don't know each other anymore. Your work was your project and the children's responsibility. So if you don't want to become a stranger to your spouse, a stranger to your children, let's unmask all of these things and work together as a community. Now, recognize the patterns that you need to change that will not get you the result that you want. Create emotional safety. What does that look like? When your child needs you, see them. Don't just talk to them and say, hey, are you okay? You're back from school. Okay. Ask them, how was your school day? Who did you hang out with in school today? What did you eat? What was your favorite lesson? What's the peak of your day? What did you find challenging today? How did you solve it? Who were you kind to today? Who was kind to you? Show them, see them. Now, allow vulnerability. We parents will go through challenges, but we'll just hide it from our children. We need to tell our children. I tell my child, if I'm experiencing any challenge with some Karen at work, with some all these people that are not behaving properly, when I just get home, I'll just say, this my colleague was so challenging and all of this stuff. And they're like, really? Yeah, it was challenging, but we are good now. We are good. And I talk through the process because the good does not just happen at once. I talk through the process. Now, how do they see me? They know that mom is a human being. Dad is a human being. They also go through bonding at work. They also go through those things. But mom was able to do it like this. You're showing them conflict resolution and all of that stuff. Now, create and develop effective communication. Speak to them. Tell them stories. Share your day. Stop acting as if you're a superwoman. Now, that is the end of my presentation today. And if your child needs healing, please reach out to us in ASAP Consultancy. We'll sure do well to assist you. Listen attentively to your child, not to respond, but to understand. When they ask you a question regarding sex, regarding relationship, regarding crush, don't start shouting, hey, they're getting spoiled. If you don't show them, they'll go and Google it and they'll find the wrong results. Avoid dismissing emotion. Recognize their emotion, let them sit with it, process it with them. Create routines for your children. It's so important, and be included in it. Support and build their identity. Affirm them. It is so important. Affirm them and let them also affirm themselves. When they bring good results, tell them how they feel about it, and not just say, oh, I'm very proud of you. Also ask them, are you proud of yourself? What do you think about your performance? Are you proud of yourself? Let them also remember how they arrived there, and let them also tell themselves, well done. Not you just telling them well done. Let them also validate themselves. Promote safe expression with your child as well, right? Share stories of your immigration story. Don't let them think everything is fine. Share it with them, but age appropriate as well. Invite children to also share their perspective, because the more you listen to them and hear from them, the more you know what they are going through. Celebrate your culture, because it's their identity, so that nothing take their identity away. Celebrate your culture. Don't start westernizing and speaking with your nose. Celebrate your culture. Your culture is your identity. A child that love their afro hair, eat their food, love their melanin, nobody can bring them down. Let it get into them that this is who they are unique, and they'll be rooted. And please, if you want to discipline, get them involved in it as well. Let them know the consequences for each of their action, so that when they start, it is not a mistake. So I just want to thank you very much for listening to me today. And build network as well. Nobody is an island of themselves. Build network. It is so, so good. Let us say positive role models. Thank you once again. I hope I've not gone past my time. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Thank you so much, Coach Sonia. That was a lot. I hope people are like me, because I have the notes are enormous. There's a lot. Please go ahead in the comment section, drop things that you learned, what was captivating. For me, I have a couple. The first thing to share that really, is the fact that people go through similar things, but not all of you would have the same impact. Not both of you will have the same trauma. So it then tells us to be kind. Don't compare yourself. Just because you didn't have a traumatic response doesn't mean the other person might not have a traumatic response. So be kind. Be kind to people. When you go through things, don't suppress it. You don't know your solution. I saw someone put in the comment section that a problem shared is half solved. Yes, when you speak up, you find people that have the solution to your problem. One thing that she said that really stuck is, we do not stop playing because we are old. We are old because we stop playing. I wrote it down with exclamation mark. Please. Let's keep playing. We don't want that. And then another is, a child you do not connect with, it will be hard to correct. That makes so much sense. Like, it just felt like a light bulb moment. If you're not connecting with the child, how are you going to correct the child? So there's so many things. I'm just sharing a few of my own, but go ahead, put it in the comment section what called out to you. And if you have questions, please save it. We would have a panel session coming up towards the end, and they will be available to answer your questions. So if you have questions, put it down. Go ahead and highlight the things that called out to you. See, that child you not connected, you cannot correct. Please, parents, remember. And I hope that we will not just be hearers, because knowledge is not powerful unless you apply it. So everything that she has shared, please, I hope you're making plans to apply it to your homes, to get thriving homes. All right. Thank you so much, Christiania. We really, 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 really appreciate you. That was amazing. Amazing. Thank you. So at this point, I'm going to be handing over to Lady D. Thank you for the comments, seeing them come in.